Hey everybody and welcome. My name's Mel from Mel's Divination. Have you been waiting to see me do what I've talked about called a nettle infusion? That's coming up right after this. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Mel from Mel's Divination. I'm the owner, the operator, the creator here, and today we are finally getting around to doing a nettle infusion. I have the supplies, I have the recipe, I have everything, and I'm ready to go. The one thing I'm going to need you guys to bear with me is it is noisy outside, so you may hear some background noise because it's spring and it's spring cleanup in my neighborhood. Without anything else, we're going to jump right in. If you like this kind of information, we do Witchy Wednesdays and we do flip through Fridays with all kinds of Lenormand decks, tarot, oracle, and that kind of thing. Today we're doing herbs. Now, I do want to tell you, quick disclaimer before we even get going, I am not an herbalist, okay? I am not learning herbalism. I have a family member who is. I've mentioned my cousin Kimmy many times. Her mother is an herbalist. However, this recipe I got from a YouTube herbalist who is really well known. She was recommended by the Witch of Wonderlust, and her account, and I'll put it up here too, is I want to say it correctly, She is of the Woods is her account. And this is her recipe that I'm trying. I've been wanting to try this for a really long time because in the past I was having problems with my hair. I did film an introductory video of this a while ago. I'm not sure if I'm even going to include it when I edit it. I might, I don't know, we'll see. So bear with me if there's like, I'm wearing different outfits or whatever. But it took a while before I put together this, and I wanted to film like kind of what was going on with my hair before. Now I did change shampoo and conditioners. I did get a different, and it's quite expensive, but it's really helped me. My hair was thinning, it was falling out, it was breaking. There was all sorts of stuff going on with my hair. I also found out I had hard water, so that was an issue as well. But part of what I was looking into nettle for was for my energy levels, because I've been having so many moments where I'm just dragging and I'm needing to drink more caffeine than I really should. And when I read about nettle and when I saw this video that she posted of She's of the Woods, it talks about supporting your energy levels. It talks about supporting your stress levels and more. And I'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. Right now, we're going to jump into the recipe. I have a bunch of like sticky notes over here because I did want to follow it to the T and give you the information that I got from her, okay? Again, this is not my recipe. This is somebody else's. And if you're going to follow this recipe, make sure you do your research and use caution. You can't really get sick from nettle, but you can, if you're on special medications or something, there could be potentially some kind of interaction there. Not typically, it's very rare, but make sure you do your research. And also, it can make you feel shaky if you're drinking a lot of caffeine. Okay, so I just need to step away for a second and turn my hot water on because I am boiling. It is needed for hot boiling water, so I will be back in 1 second. Okay, and actually, the water that I put in my kettle was all jars of moon water that I charged to help. Now, be careful with moon water or if you use rainwater. If you do rainwater, do not drink ever. Do not digest. Do not eat it. Do not put it in your body. Don't ingest it, okay? With moon water, that is filtered, like from the tap or from bottled water or whatever, that's fine. Rainwater, not okay, okay? Just for that quick little thing. Now, it took me a while to gather all of the ingredients. So I'm doing what she did. I'm following her recipe to a T. So she used a half-gallon mason jar. You can buy these on Amazon. I bought 6 of them. I use them for other things too, like holding my sage or holding my cedar, or when I have bulk herbs that there's a lot of, I use them for, I have like catnip in one. And so it is good to have some of these around the house. Now, her directions are a half-gallon jar, what we need for supplies, a half-gallon jar, a digital kitchen scale, a spoon to stir, some kind of scooper, nettle, and then boiling water. Okay? That's all there is to it as far as this is concerned. So the thing is, where did I get the nettle? As you can see, it's still in its bag. I got it from, and I know this is going to be backwards, but I got it from the Mountain Rose Herb Company. Everything is organic, and it's reasonably priced than buying it in small, like, ounces. This is a whole pound that I got. I'm not using a whole pound, but I bought a whole pound because I felt it was easier if I choose to continue to do this infusion, then I'm going to need more nettle. Mountain Rose Herbs, I will likely eventually partner with them. I haven't even looked into it, but I know they are looking for influencers that are willing to partner with them. They are a company I've used for years. I found them myself, and it's funny because my herbalist aunt loves them. She knows all about them. So she also approves of that company. So the first thing I want to talk about is why nettle, right? So nettle is really good for antihistamine. It's a natural antihistamine. You may have had nettle tea before. It has all kinds of vitamins, and I'm not going to list all of them. Check out her channel. She talks about vitamin A all the way through. It has high iron, which is great. It's good for your hair. It's good for your thyroid. It supports your adrenal glands and any kind of physical process of stressors. Stressors in life, stressors from medication, stressors physically, anything like that. I mean, everybody is stressed in this world, right? We have a pandemic going on, and it's been going on for a while. We have, war kind of things happening. There's all sorts of stuff happening in this world. So it doesn't hurt to de-stress or help yourself with something that's all natural. This is pure, organic, all natural, from the ground, from the earth. Nettle grows in a lot of places. Be careful with stinging nettle though, because it can, it sets off like a little rash reaction. So if you're picking nettle, be careful. All right, I know I'm talking a little fast because I am going to be doing this and it's going to be a mess, and I've never done this before. So you get to experience this with me for the very first time. So I just have a typical mason jar cover. And what she recommended was to take your kitchen scale, and I know my setup's not great. I'm going to try to put it where you can see what I'm doing as best as I can. I'm not exactly a cooking channel. And turn your kitchen scale on and take your jar and put it on top, and then tear it out, or just put the jar on when you turn it on, okay, before you turn it on. It needs to be set at ounces. Now, this recipe, she talks about smaller ones, but I am following the one that she actually did. And this recipe is, you need 2 ounces of nettle for a half gallon, okay? She also references you can do 1 ounce worth of nettle to 1 quart. So if you're doing a quart, but this is 2 quarts, I believe. I don't know. I'm just following her recipe. So it's 2 quarts, I believe. So we're doing, she had a nice funnel. I'll have to get one. This is going to be messy because I don't have a funnel, but we're going to do this. We're going to fill this up until my kitchen scale says 2 ounces with just the jar. And I know it's going to spill because I don't have a lot of a choice. Because I don't have a nice funnel. So she was also talking about, some people ask, like, how much nettle is like, what size, how many cups, blah, blah, blah. And she explained it really depends on the texture of the nettle. Some people have more ground nettle. Some people have, like, this nettle is, I'll show you in 1 minute. This nettle, almost done. Okay, 201. So this nettle, hopefully you can see it when I zoom in, is ground, but not extremely. It's not powder, okay? So now it's about 1/4 of the jar, as you can see. Don't need the scale anymore. I made a nice mess, but that's okay. Don't need the scale anymore. Now we're just gonna need the water to boil, and it's coming, it's on. It's just not there yet. So the other good thing about nettle is it can really help with your energy levels, and she does talk about, so let's talk about it a little bit more. We'll talk about more of the recipe in a minute, but she says that it's not going to taste very good. If her recommendation is minimally let it sit for 8 hours, but the longer you let it sit, and I've never tried it, so I can't say I've had an experience with it, but the longer you let it sit, the better it's going to taste. She also highly recommends not to try to add anything sweet to it and allow it to sit for at least, she says she likes to let it sit for at least 24 hours. Now, when you drink it, you may want to add a little bit of salt. Some people add salt, some people add really high quality soy sauce or miso, she said, but she said do not do sweetener. No sweetness with it because it's not going to match. It's kind of like drinking some really bitter stuff, and if you're adding sweetener to it, it doesn't really help. It kind of goes sideways. So she said don't add any sweetener to it. She said your body will take some time to adjust to this, and you may feel shaky after having it. It can cause some shakes because it is flushing your system and adding energy and a lot more vitamins than you're used to processing. She says it's a natural diuretic and it helps your kidneys work properly, and this will make you pee more because it's flushing, your kidneys are flushing, they're functioning the way that they really should be. What else? She recommends starting with a half of a cup ingesting, once it's ready, a half of a cup a day. That's it to start. And then she said build up. Once your body adjusts to it, that it takes, slowly build up to it. Listen to your body. If you're feeling shaky, don't add any more. Don't drink any more for the day. Just have that 1/2 cup and slowly increase. She said once you get up to a pint, yeah, she said a pint. Once you get up to drinking a pint a day, she said you're probably good to drink as much as you want, likely. The good news about nettle, because she goes on and talks about ginseng and something else. I can't remember. Oh, golden seal. She goes on to talk about golden seal and how golden seal with echinacea, people will take that and they're actually, they can actually cause toxicity in their levels in their body. So just nettle is actually can be consumed as food. So just be mindful. The good thing about nettle, and again, I'm not an herbalist, do your research, okay? But the good thing about nettle, from what I understand, is it's something that you can't OD on. You can't overdo it. The only thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna feel a little funny, a little shaky. My kettle is almost ready, and then we're gonna stir it up. She also says do not shake it. Don't shake it up at all. Just stir it a little bit after adding some water. And keeping it really cold, drinking it really cold, she says really makes a difference. Sorry, I'm doing something weird with my hair today. I'm trying to curl it, but it doesn't seem to cooperate the way it does when it does for the hairdresser. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my kettle because it's starting to boil, and then I will be right back and we're going to pour it in. Here we go. And it smells like grass. I made nettle tea once, and it definitely smells like grass. So once you add the boiling water, she said to push this down and stir it a bit, because then it leaves more room for you to add more water, because the herbs like come to the top. I don't know if you could see that, but they came to the top. And once you stir it, you can add some more water. It smells like I'm cooking grass, like literal grass, not marijuana grass. Okay, and in the bottom, I don't know if I can show you because it's going to be hot. Let me get some gloves and I can show you. It starts to look, the bottom of the, I don't know if I can pick it up. It starts to look brownish. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it starts to look brownish, okay? So that is literally the whole recipe. That's it. It's weighing the nettle out, putting it in the water, stirring it, adding more water. Oh yeah, now you can see the brown. And then putting the lid on. Now, next steps, she said to let it sit and come to room temperature, let it cool, let it sit out on the counter, come to room temperature, and then once it's cool, put it in the fridge. Minimum 8 hours, and then strain it. So you need to have some kind of mesh strainer of some type. Strain it out, squeeze it out with cheesecloth if you need to do that. And cheesecloth strainers, mini funnels, they're like a witch's best friend, herbalists too. And that is it. And then you can start to drink it. She does recommend waiting up to 24 hours or more because the longer you wait, the better it tastes, she said, and your body does get used to drinking it. So it's going to taste gross at first, she said, but then over time you get used to it. And that is the whole thing. So I am going to let this sit and I'm going to pop it in the fridge when it's ready. The reason why using mason jars is a good idea for this is mason jars are thick, and for canning, if you've never canned or preserved anything, mason jars are originally meant for canning, for making homemade preserves of any kind. Tomatoes, jam, relish, whatever, homemade preserves. It's meant for preserving things. And in order to seal, I don't know if you can hear that. Let me put this closer. Hear that pop? That means it's not sealed. In order to seal this lid, you literally stick the mason jars. I have little ones with covers on them right now, but that's what my water was in. You put them in a boiling pot of water and you boil it until it gets suctioned, and that's what actually preserves it. I know this because my family makes preserves. That's not a witchy thing. That's not an herb. I guess it's kind of an herbalist thing, but it's really not. I know it because my mother has preserved tomatoes. My aunt makes jams, things like that. So this stuff it's okay. These jars, I mean, not stuff. It is okay to put boiling hot water in them. I wouldn't recommend using a Dollar Tree container or just a typical like glass Walmart container. I would not recommend that because boiling hot water can shatter glass depending on what kind of glass it is if it's not made for that. So make sure that whatever container you use, if it's not this kind, like a mason jar, make sure it's something that can handle high temperatures because you have to put boiling water fresh off the stove into it. I think that's all for today. I'm really looking forward to sharing this adventure with you. I will see how shaky it makes me, and maybe I'll put in a quick, like, 5-minute update in the future. I do plan on drinking this whole thing. I am looking forward to getting more energetic because lately I've just been dragging no matter how many vitamins I take, no matter how much caffeine I drink. I don't know if it's my adrenal glands or what, but I'm just dragging. And I've been to doctors. I've been to endocrinologists and had all of my labs run, and everything comes back normal. So this is why, okay, well, regular medical help is not, doesn't say there's anything wrong with me. I don't feel like my normal self. I need to start looking at outside options, and that's when I found this herbal thing. So this is called a nettle infusion, and yeah, let me know if you liked this. It's my first venture into doing something big with herbs. That isn't magical. That's something that I'm drinking. So we'll see, and let me know if you liked it. Again, I'm going to link her account down below. I'm not taking credit for this recipe or for this idea. I'm just sharing it with you because I wanted to bring you on my journey of what I'm trying to do for myself to get healthier. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Please like my channel, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, check out my Amazon wish list or my website, melsdivination.com, if you're looking for any kind of readings or coachings. By supporting the channel, it makes a significant difference in me being able to post more and take time to do videos. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye!